Alright, all you insomniatic TV channel surfers out there tonight, welcome back to the Tuesday Night Special. And like Bob Barker would say during The Price is Right, here comes the runner-up prize. And what do I mean by that, folks? Well, it's time for us to go into yet another edition of As Seen on TV. And the show we have up on the plate was supposed to be the original show that we were supposed to start this month off with. But we decided to hold it off until next week. And here we are next week. How time flies for an episode known as Ren and Stimpy. Or a show known as Ren and Stimpy. And my God, the meat and potatoes of this said show, well, if we go by episode 1 standoffs, after Ren and Stimpy would find themselves in a pound, would end up finding themselves out of it by going into a home of a local family, only for them to go back and forth on their adventures from now until another 2 to 3 years on open television. That's the best meat and potatoes I could come up with for that said show. And according to the maestro, I was a little bit off because the original air date for this show was August 11th of 1991, all the way up until December 16th of 1995. Which means by the end of this year, this show will be 24 years since the last time the original episodes have been on the air. Or since it's been canceled. But in reality, this show, as of this past August, would be well over 28 years old. Wow. Man, I feel old. I really do. So in 2 years, folks, this show will be 30 years old. To make you feel old at home, too. But besides all of the man, I'm getting old jokes that I could possibly make on this show, folks, what did I love about this show? Well, besides the slapstick humor that this show would involve with not only Ren beating the living crap out of Stimpy on a daily basis, but also from the different music provided during the show and the crazy antics and characters that you would see during this said show, including the adventures of Powdered Toast Man! Man, I waited about 10 years to say that on a microphone. And not only that, but you would also have the horse who was featured during this show with classic lines of, "No sir, I don't like it." And even one of my favorite episodes of all time for this show, besides the whale carcass episode where Ren would call Stimpy, and I quote, "a scavenger, a hyena, a parasite, a communist, and a deadbeat," after whatever the world he did to him, forcing him to kick him out of that whale carcass. Oh man, absolutely insane. And speaking of insanity, folks, for those who are wondering out there, after, I guess, a 7-year hiatus after Ren and Stimpy would go off the air after their last episodes that were shown of Sammy and Me and The Last Temptation that were never aired on Nickelodeon but was shown on MTV in '96, they would go on over to Spike TV with only 3 episodes of this very controversial show during the adult spin-off version of Ren and Stimpy, which turned things to a very disturbing 11 and would be probably one of the shortest-lived shows on Spike TV's history list. And that's saying a lot, because I thought Joe Schmo was gonna get canceled after 1 season, but they brought that back for 2. So Ren and Stimpy only lasting 3 episodes? Yep. That tells you how gritty the new version of the show got, and it really did get gritty, folks. But even though Ren and Stimpy was canceled, they were able to bring it back for a couple of episodes on the Splat, and would even show on occasion a couple of episodes, including not only Space Madness, but I do believe the episode where Ren and Stimpy were actually brought back in a form of a firefighter episode. Now, I don't remember the name of the episode of that one, but let's just say, next to Space Madness, probably one of the funniest episodes they would have until the whole electric fence incident. And sorry folks, we don't remember the name of these episodes, we just remember it at the moments where we laughed the hardest for. And besides the electric fence and the whole whale carcass thing, yeah, Space Madness, probably one of the best episodes you can see for this show. And thank you for reminding me, Maestro, probably one of the other most popular episodes of Ren and Stimpy that you could possibly see besides the whole infomercials from Log has to be the episode where Stimpy would force Ren to be happy 24/7 and put a helmet on his head, forcing him into the song of Happy Happy Joy Joy, which included such classic lines of, "I'll teach your mother how to suck eggs." How did I forget that episode? Thank you for reminding me at the last minute, Maestro. And seeing the fact that we don't know how to review TV shows along the lines of TV Guide or any of those other famous TV reviewers that we know of, we say this. If you want to watch a classic show featured with onomatopoeia animals that goes around on crazy adventures where Ren would slap the crap out of Stimpy at least 94.7% of the time during each episode that they're in, for whatever sort of stupid reason that he would have, then I recommend you go out there, pick up your TV channel surfing remotes, and watch that show. And trust me folks, it has a little bit of dark humor in it, but yeah, I think this would be Nickelodeon's version of Looney Tunes if you ask me, with a little hint of the Three Stooges if I were properly able to describe it. And I guess with that comparison made, folks, I think it's time for us to head back into this music, and when we return, we'll be back with more of the Tuesday Night Special right after this. So don't fall asleep just yet, folks, and stay tuned.